on Times Drive this week. Chevrolet's figured out a way to move large groups of people in comfort and economy, and they're calling it the Enjoy.
First things first, the doors open almost 90 degrees. As a result, getting in and out is not a problem at all. And once inside, you have ample knee room, decent headroom. You get a roof-mounted AC for the second row of seats. The best bit, it's got large windows. As a result, sitting inside doesn't feel cramped or claustrophobic.
All the news from Planet Auto, including the new GL Class Mercedes and Lamborghini's latest lunacy. So you bought a sports bike, but it doesn't end there. Here's everything you need to know to keep that bike safe and sound. And we talk cars with former tennis champion and all-time sporting legend Boris Becker.
I'll call myself quite an aggressive driver, if allowed. I'm obviously always within the rules. Now and then I break them, unfortunately, and I get penalized. And I have to pay a fine. Sorry. But when you love cars and you're on the German Autobahn, you're just tempted sometimes that you want to give it a go.
This is Times Drive and I'm Joel Pereira. Now, if there's one thing that Indian car companies love to do, it's jump on the bandwagon. But when you're General Motors, you go out and create your own. They're calling it the Enjoy, and here's Kailash Menon with a test drive.
This right here is the recently launched Chevrolet Enjoy. It's a mini MPV that's got decent set of engines on offer. It's spacious enough for your saas, bahus and babies in your family. And the styling is simple enough to not evoke any feelings of envy. The big question is the Chevrolet Enjoy fit and fetching to be your family car? Well, let's find out. Glance at the general geometry and you know that the Ertigas and Xylos have got company. The Enjoy is a compact MPV that's purpose-built and adequately pretty. The brawny bumper, the slim grille and suave wraparounds look good too. There's nothing special on the sides, and with the big tailgate at the back, the styling is typically MPV. Now, there are a couple of things I like about this car. For starters, its demure disposition. I mean, look at it. It doesn't try too hard. It's a car that's very comfortable in its skin. And like the competition, it doesn't have a tours and travel image or tag attached to it. This is a car that will look good parked in your car porch. This is a car you look good driving around, dropping wife and kids, getting groceries. Basically, it's got a very homely aura to it, which is a good thing. Engine options include a 1.4-litre petrol that's good for about 102 bhp and 131 Newton meters of torque. We test drove the tried and tested 1.3-litre diesel that pumps out 76 bhp and 188 Newton meters. Putting power to the rear wheels is a 5-speed manual gearbox. The Chevy Enjoy has got a pretty potent mid-range, and it is primarily tuned for city commutes. And though it has the same engine as the Sail UY and the sedan, in here it feels a lot more audible. Now, as far as the driving dynamics goes, the 5-speed gearbox is a bit too mushy for my liking, and the steering also feels a little sticky. But then again, it will be a little unfair to compare it to the car. For an MPV, the Enjoy drives fairly fine. The only deal, the guys at GM could have done a better job at the sound insulation. Slot it in the fifth and give it gas, and the Enjoy breaches the 100-kilometer mark with ease. It's pretty placid on straight line sprints, and unlike other MPVs, it doesn't get squirrely at high speeds. Now, unless if you want to feature in the wagged out video compilation, you are not going to kiss corners in the Chevy Enjoy. But having said that, it handles pretty well for a car this size, and even at high speeds, if you flick the steering wheel in a furious fashion, it is not going to scare the living daylights out of you. I mean, things are pretty manageable. The only glitch would be, at high speeds, especially speeds close to 100, the footboard gets really buzzy. The tack team of McPherson struts up front and coils at the rear offer a supple ride. So as for the ride and handling goes, it is pretty sorted. The Achilles heel really are the interiors. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. The design and layout is pretty plain Jane. The plastic quality average at best. All of it is hard plastic. The stereo system, it looks straight out of 1980s. It gets no Bluetooth audio streaming, and it's got no goodies like automatic climate control or steering mounted audio control. So the interiors are pretty bare basic, and barring the comfortable leather seats, there's nothing much to brag or boast about. But you do get bragging rights for the sheer space on offer. First things first, the doors open almost 90 degrees. As a result, getting in and out is not a problem at all. And once inside, you have ample knee room, decent headroom. You get a roof-mounted AC for the second row of seats. The best bit, it's got large windows. As a result, sitting inside doesn't feel cramped or claustrophobic. And unlike the competition, the last row is spacious. The only glitch, it eats into your cargo space. Now open the tailgate and you will notice that the Enjoy has a very low loading lip. As a result, lugging heavy suitcases and plunking them in is not a task at all. The boot space stands at 190 liters. I know it's a little stingy, but here's the deal. Pull a few levers, flip the seats forward, and it frees up 693 liters of space, which is not too shabby. The real sweet deal, however, is the price. The petrol Enjoy starts at 5,49,000 and goes all the way to 6,99,000. The diesel will set you back by 6,69,000 and the top-end LTZ version will cost you 7,99,000. So just in case if you're wondering, how does the Enjoy stack up against the segment king? Honestly, the Enjoy lacks the flair, the finish or the features to beat the Ertiga, but one place where it beats the Ertiga hands down is the price point. The top-end LTZ Enjoy is a good 70 grand cheaper than the top-end Ertiga ZDI. So here's the thing, if you're on a bit of a budget and yet you want a compact MPV to ferry your family around, you know what to buy.
We're moving on now from the launch of the Mercedes GL Class to the latest bit of lunacy from Lamborghini. Here's that and all the other news from Planet Auto. The all-new GL Class was launched by Mercedes this week. The model launched here is the GL 350 CDI, which comes with a 3-litre diesel engine, putting out 255 brake horsepower and 630 newtons of torque. The first 100 units to be sold will be called the GL Special Edition with the standard AMG body kit. Price for this behemoth SUV, 77.5 lakh rupees, ex-showroom Delhi. Just when you thought the things couldn't get any wilder at Lamborghini HQ, it does. As if the lunacy of the V12 Aventador wasn't enough, Lamborghini unveiled upon an unsuspecting world this shocker. They're calling it the Egoista, and it was unveiled last week to celebrate 50 years of Lamborghini. Lamborghini says that the car, designed by Walter de Silva, is called the Egoista because it has only one seat. The car is styled to resemble an Apache helicopter and will be powered by a 5.2-litre V10 engine. And in motorsports news, Honda has announced that it will return to Formula One racing after a gap of 6 years. The Japanese automaker will be the engine supplier to McLaren for the 2015 season. Honda's change of heart comes as Formula One engines are slated to change in the 2015 season to smaller 1.6-litre turbocharged V6s. Honda was McLaren's engine supplier in the past as well, winning both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships 4 times.